Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EchPlays. I'm Esh. Welcome back to the Sky Factory. Behind me is the scene of a crime. Both, I think, two crimes. The unlawful murder, if there is any sort of lawful murder, I apologize, but this is the scene of many murders of squids, as you can see by the ink left behind by the poor souls. The poor eight-legged, eight-tentacled souls of the squids. Also, the site of yet another death off camera, in which I fell down the well that we talked about last time, a gaping hole. Well, it claimed yet another victim, which was me. I fell down and was promptly blown up by a creeper that had spawned down there, but somehow it didn't destroy the floor, so I was able to climb, drop down there and get my stuff back. Thankfully. And while I was down there, I just went ahead and chopped it all down, and so it doesn't have like a big tube. It just has one row of blocks that we can get rid of and we can fly. Oh, that said, with that out of the way, you did see the fruits of our murder. The squid juice, if you will. A nice two and almost a half stacks of the squid juice. That comes out directly from the squid in a bottle somehow, so it's good. So yeah, this is to recap. We were going to use the ink from these boys, those eight-legged boys, if you will, to make some dark glass for our mob farm, because we're in the process of upgrading it so that it will yield heads mostly. And if you're wondering what, it's been so long since we've actually accomplished a goal we set out. We've had to sort of sidetrack ourselves many a times. Well, the initial goal was to build a farming block so that we can automate our farm and get some tree farm going. At which point we can potentially use some of the goods that we get from a tree farm to make a dirt farm. Well, we need a Z-Logic controller for that, and for that we need a zombie head, and we don't have an additional one lying around. So we're at a point where we really just need to get them heads, if you will. So dark glass was on the agenda because I figured if we're going to upgrade our mob farm, we might as well make it even better in other ways. Meaning, let's allow ourselves the pleasure of watching them perish right before our very eyes, much like Satan would do. So in order to do that, I wanted to make some dark glass, which I don't, if I'm not mistaken, and there's a very good chance I am, because I did almost no studying on the matter. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I think the dark glass from Extra Utilities 2 lets you see through it, but it won't let light through it, so it won't stop mobs from spawning. So that's fine. I mean, even if it doesn't work, it's nice to have a squid farm, right? Just having it, just it existing on our Sky Factory is something to celebrate, if you will. So I think what we need here is thickened glass, which requires us to cook some sandy glass, which requires some sand and some glass together. But I believe I found out last time that even though we have to spend extra time making this stuff, it actually gives us the same amount of glass back that it would require. So it's like a one-to-one trade-in. It just requires a little bit of extra time. So we just need to make it, really. So let's go ahead and grab some glass while we're over here. So this is what this is our goal for the day, if you will, is to make some dark glass and then make at least one mob grinder. The mob grinder itself is actually fairly cheap. In the grand scheme of things, it's cheap. Let's go ahead and get this cooking. I'd like to just make 4 for now. And then later, then if we see that it functions as I suspect it does, we can make more and waste more materials on it. Okay, so let's go over there. Can you imagine, though? Because we're going to be replacing some of this ugly wood over here with that dark glass. So the vision that I'm having is that all of this inner wood here behind the skull and stuff, it's all going to be dark glass. It's going to look sick as hell. It's going to be real nice. All we got to do is make it a reality, you know? That's all we got to do. I also wanted to make a couple sound mufflers if we can. If we have enough time extra, we'll do that as well. Because we want to put one over by the farm and also up above our mob spawner. Because then it'll make the mobs not make any noise, I think. And hopefully it'll also mute the sound of the portal that we built up there. We built not really thinking about the noise ramifications, you know? Unfortunately, they are a reality. It has to be admitted, and I fully take its responsibility for it. Okay, so we've got that done. We have more sand here. Might as well make this into it as well. Okay, now, let's make a grinder. Let's make a grinder. So there is this machine as well, which is actually more powerful because I believe you can make it kill in an area. Whereas this, you have to use it like a spike and crush and smash them into it somehow. But it's Draconic Evolution, so look at what it requires. Just looking at it, I don't have no idea what it takes to get Awakened Draconium Ingots and Wyvern Cores, but it seems like just at first glance I would rather actually give myself an enema right here where I'm sitting in my desk, and instead of doing that. Whereas this is mostly just resource waste. It's just a bunch of freaking iron, you know, and some diamonds. It is quite a lot of diamonds. So, but I think we have enough to justify the use, because what else are we really using them for? Okay, so mob masher is what it's actually called, but so we need 3 iron blocks. Let's get a bunch of iron real quick. Let's make 3 iron blocks real quick. Potentially. Done. Now, we need redstone gear as well. So 4 redstone torches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think 1 block of wood is what that is. 1 plank. 1 wood plank. So put these like so. With 1 in the middle. And we got that bad boy. Now these go like this. And then we need some spikes, which are iron block with some swords. And we need 3 of those. So we actually need 3 more iron blocks. It's quite intense in terms of resource usage. I will give it that. Jeez. At first glance, it really seems like it's not going to be that big of a deal. But then you go into making it and you're like, good grief. I know we have a few sticks in here. Let's make some swords. We needed, how many swords? Shit. That's 3 swords each, so we need 9 swords. Oh my god. That is a significant amount of swords. I think we can all agree. Alright, get more sticks. Get more iron. Okay, so we'll put them like this, this. Well, oh no. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but it's happened. It's a reality. There's no getting out of it at this point. So it was like this. You know, it might be easier. Just making like this. Oh, it adds 4. Oh. Well, that's even more unfortunate. I've made even more unnecessary freaking iron swords. What else can I use these in? I guess iron spikes? I guess we can just turn these into iron spikes. Bayonet adds melee damage to the revolver. Jesus. There's also a damage trap. Something called an iron AIOT. That's intense. I mean, look at that thing. That's a travesty. And then we got more of these. I guess in the end we could just make some of these. We also have this. A mob masher upgrade. Sharpness +1. So there are some viable things we can use this extra stuff that we've accidentally created for. We'll grab this back out of that form. And we needed some diamond things. So some diamond swords. We also need more wood to make sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Maybe this will be enough. We'll see. Okay, so how many do you think we need? Let's start with 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough room because all these damn swords. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and consolidate some of these things. We have these. We needed just the diamond spikes are the only things left. A block of diamond times 2. Okay. We'll drop some of the stuff on the ground. Then we put this here, this here, this here. It is. Oh, it's 4 and a damn. Okay. So I'm not taking into account that these make 4 and so forth per recipe. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay, so now we've got everything, I think. Is this correct? We do. We have it all. We've done it. We have built it. And somehow we have an iron spike, which is cool. So we have some glass now as well. Let's go ahead and dye this stuff. Take it with us. All right, let's do this. Let's go. Let's open up this bad boy for an operation. Do we have any torches so we can light it up temporarily? We do. Okay. So let's give it a second to kill anything that's in there. I don't think there's anybody within. Okay, and we'll turn it off so we don't get fucking trapped in our own mob trap. I know there's nothing gonna spawn in here while we're in here, but I don't want to risk it, you know. In case we have to leave and come back. Also, you, sir, are deceased. Right. So, I'm thinking we put this bad boy in the middle one. The middle section. So we'll move all of these. Now, how big is this? It's just one. I think it might cover an area. Mob Masher might cover an area of around it. I'm hoping. But who knows, really, at this point. So it just has, it's the same mod pack as, it's the same mod as the mob fan, which means it shouldn't need power. All it should need is redstone signal, I think. So if I put if we go back over here and get a switch put together, or a lever rather, it should work if we just put it underneath it. We can test it a little bit on ourselves too and see if it see what we need to do. So, freaking lever. I can never remember how to make a lever, if I'm being honest. It's not even redstone. It's a stick and some cobble. Okay. I think if I put this underneath it, we can just start this bad boy up. We can probably almost immediately put together a upgrade for it as well to do more damage, even though that one's probably the least useful in the grand scheme of things, because you're still subject to this mob spawn rate, regardless of how fast you're killing it. Okay, that's doing it. That's doing it good. Now I'm going to remove this. Get myself some room on this side. Wait, does it? Oh, it does. It actually murdered the crap out of me just now. Like, fucking hell. 2 hits is all it took for Esh to be brutalized by his own creation. I feel like there's a lesson here, and yet I don't know what it is, or could be. Let's turn it off real quick. So it doesn't seem to do this square, but What is that about? I'm not even freaking... Wait, that didn't even do much damage to me, actually. Regardless. Regardless, okay? I mean, it's not like we need a whole bunch of heads, you know? Where's all my oh, it's all getting sucked in. It's all getting sucked in. There's no telling what's in here now since I've had to loot my stuff again. There's so much shit, honestly. Like, I think I'm probably gonna filter out bat bags now into the trash. There's just too many. And what do we really need all these bat spawns for in the grand scheme of things? You know? We don't need these. As far as I know. So, if I go in and take this filter out and say, put bat bag in there. That should filter the bat bags into the bat trash. Yes, suck them all out. Put them in that trash bag. Okay, we've done it. We've cleaned it up a little bit. There's a lot of work to do to this. Oh my god, some freaking weird bags in here. This only gives us like ham and shit. It's useless, but I don't know what this one does. Nether quartz, sticks, and chests. I mean, alright. It was a little lackluster, but... And then it's just this ham. What can I throw off the edge here? It's not going to go on the edge. Oh, it actually did. Okay. You know what? I'm tired of carrying these around. Also these. I'm not against carrying ham. I am against having to cook it, though. Off the edge you go. Okay, so... Probably want that in our inventory. Don't know how it got in here. It keeps sucking them back in. It won't fall. They will not. They refuse to fall. And it picked up those things midair as well. Jesus, this thing is too efficient, honestly. Okay, so I've done it. I do need to put the spikes back up, but I'm thinking maybe also we can put a thing here since we have an extra one. And I guess we might as well put one here too, just in case they land on the other side. I don't want them getting like stuck necessarily. And I guess we'll see what happens. Like, is there a, let's see, grinder. What is this one called? Grinder. Mob Masher upgrade. Mob Masher upgrade. Fire aspect, smite. Beheading. So this requires just some helmets, actually. Okay, that's what we want. I'm not going to start this thing back up yet until we get that. Because if we're only getting one of the... So if we segregate that thing into rows, and we're only going to get heads from that middle row of monsters, if somebody spawns directly there... Because everything that spawns in there essentially gets pushed immediately to the wall and dies. Like, as soon as they spawn. They don't get to wander into that or anything. So my thought is, if we're only going to get one row of monsters, then... we might as well make it as high a potentiality as possible to get ahead from that monster. Because it's low, I'm sure, right now. So we need iron helmets, golden... Okay. I do kind of wish I'd picked up those freaking gold nuggets out of the chest instead of these pulsating nugs. But oh well. In fact, we can probably put this up. God, there's so much junk in here, dude. There's so much junk. Can I, like, put away all the swords, even? Yeah, we're good. Okay, that's a little bit more room. Now, what was I doing? God damn. We're making a beheading upgrade. So, we needed 2 iron helmets, 2 golden helmets. You know what? Just get a stack each. Frick it, you know? Alright, so 2 of these. I guess 1 set of nuggets because I don't feel like going all the way back over there. Then that should be it. Pop, pop. We done it. We freaking done it. Okay. Let's go pop this thing in, close it all back up. Actually, we can probably do the test now for the glass as well or over here. I just don't want to put it down because, and then have to go back in there and break it and stuff, because obviously it's still glass. It's still gonna... Alright, so that's good. That's good to go. So if I break this, and this, and I put this up. Yes, it turns red as soon as we do it. Good, good, good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just clear out 6 more spots. It even has the chisel effect too, where it's connected textures, which is awesome. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. I love it. And it's good because we can actually watch that thing and monitor it. Now, I will say it's a little worrying. It's a little worrying that we have that on top, so they can spawn on top of that. So we're going to have to put some spikes across the top just to keep it from spawning on top of the grinder, which is a little weird. Okay, so now we just have to turn them all back on, leave for a while. Oh wait, we should probably, while I'm over here, just check our golden bags. I'm sure we have a few, right? Right? Oh, well, yeah, it opens it automatically, of course. Well, we do have needs. Okay, oh, what was that? Actually, I just saw something. Frickin' wither skeleton skulls. Interesting. Draconium ingots, mana steel ingots, magic beans, slime crystals, manilium ingots, mana pearls, supremium apple, and storage upgrade increases storage to 13 times base value. Holy crap. Okay. Right, so, yeah. I'm gonna leave them in there because I don't have any need for them, but anytime we need, like, some crazy rare ingot, we'll have to come over there and check and see. Look at his eyes. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know you've been entrapped in this freaking hallway for all of eternity. Pretty much all your natural-born life. But I can't do anything about it, you know? That's just your role in this world. That said, prison aside, dog prison hallway aside, what are we doing next is a good question. I think we're on our road, on the road to the farming block now. Okay, we were making a farming station, and we were lacking the Z-Logic controller. And obviously, in order to get a Z-Logic controller, we needed a slice and splice to make it, which required another head. So we used that to get the slice and splice, naturally, down here. And then we're just waiting on the right materials to be able to use it. So, like, the solarium is an issue, of course, as well. I don't remember. I think it's just sand or some soul sand or some crap. Yeah, soul sand and golden ingots, which I'm sure we've been building, been making, right? Yeah, we already have some over here. So all the rest of the materials needed for the farming station are pretty much in hand. We've already either gotten it or we have the systems in place to make them. It's just the damn zombie head, really. Like, we just need to wait for the zombie head. So I think next time we should have, if all goes well, multiple zombie heads. All the zombie heads a man could ever want, hopefully, from our new system. And I'm contemplating seeing if we have the materials necessary to upgrade the entire current mob farm with the grinder. Taking all of those spikes away and only having mob grinders in there to kill them. So that way we have some control over how it functions. So, you know, we can get more stuff from it essentially, because those things can actually yield the things that normally you only get from like a sword with looting on it or something. So I think we're at a good place to stop. Thank you guys for watching yet another episode of the Sky Factory series. If you like it, hit the like button. Leave a comment below if you have any pro tips, or, you know, just want to have a nice chat. As always, there's links in the banner to get to Discord and so forth. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. And as always, the best way to help the channel out is to tell your friends, if you have any friends that like Minecraft and so forth, to come and check me out. And until next time, thank you guys for watching yet another episode of Sky Factory.